Hello, residents, and welcome back to TODO today. Really happy to have you all back, and we get to see Phoenix's home now. It looks really nice. I really like how this looks. I love her color scheme so much. But yeah, let's get on with the episode. Hey, I'm glad you can make it. Sure, no problem. So what's up? You sounded like there was something specific you wanted to talk about? Nothing big, I guess. I'm just somewhat uneasy. Uneasy? About the competition. Sorry if you're nervous as well, but I didn't think it'd be good to just dwell on this by myself. It's alright, I don't mind. Thanks. So is there anything I can do? Sorry, I said I want to talk, but I'm still thinking about how to put it. Today was pretty nerve-wracking, wasn't it? I feel like doing something like that gave me a little more perspective on my life. Or, well, at least it just pulled me out of my comfort zone, so maybe I saw it a bit more objectively. Moving here was more or less a way to start more or less a way to start over. I think is what they meant. It's what I wanted, but maybe I underestimated it. I understand. I know what you mean. It's one thing to be alone, but it's even worse to know nobody else. Yeah, that's part of it. Let's ask for it. What exactly happened to make you move here? I kind of maneuvered myself into a dead end. Oh, oh, this is so pretty. Again, I love the artwork in this game. I can't get over it. It's always so pretty. I've been very focused on art ever since I decided to pursue it. To the point that I neglected almost everything else. Not consciously, but I guess that doesn't make a difference in the end. Before I moved here, I've been living with my girlfriend, or, well, ex-girlfriend. We had been together for 2 years, and for the most part it worked out well, I thought. But while I got closer to the career I wanted, I unknowingly pushed her further and further away. At some point she didn't want to put up with it anymore. I tried to fix it, but we had both changed. I didn't want to give up my art, but I also didn't want to sacrifice her happiness for it. After talking it out for a bit longer, we broke up mostly mutually. I moved into a one-room apartment until the contract of my last job ran out. Then I came here. I thought if I sorted out everything work-related, I'd be able to spend more time socializing again, but it doesn't simply end, does it? You don't just magically reach a point where you work less. It was pretty much all I had, so when I was alone, I just delved into my work even further. Besides that one time we went to the cafe, I barely did anything but draw in my free time. But seeing you go to such lengths for Joyce made all my efforts seem... And there's no payoff. I became a better artist, but what's the point? It won't last forever, and I feel like I only entered the competition to prove to myself that I chose the right path. If I don't win, I feel like I won't have anything left. I'm afraid I feel like I not only wasted years of my life, but also lost so many chances for actual happiness in the process. Sorry, I wanted to talk, but I didn't mean to vent like this. Thanks for listening. No, it's alright. I think I get where you're coming from. It sucks to look back and feel like you took a wrong turn somewhere. I guess you only learn it the hard way that regretting such a choice can make it even worse. I mean, I don't know how it is for you, but up until recently I've just been apathetically ignoring my problems. Maybe your way of coping was to drown it in work. Have you found a solution? I don't know. I guess it helps to just try to improve. You seem to know what the problem is, so maybe you can just think about what you can do right now to tackle it. It won't be the end of the world if you lose the competition. If you really want to, you'll definitely find work as an artist. And if that's not what you want, you can always find something else. I only learned this recently myself, but just because you spent most of your life following one dream doesn't mean you have to keep it. Ah, that hit my soul. If there's something else that makes you happy, just go after that. I think I'll try going for art a bit longer. Although I'm also pretty happy at the bookstore. So try worrying a little less. Wasting time by thinking about what could have been is usually even worse than anything that actually happened, so no matter how much you regret it. Although it sounds strange to hear myself say this. Thanks. I think talking really helped. So you're feeling better? Well, at least the immediate anxiety is gone. But I guess I should still figure out what exactly I want. Just let me know when I can help. I feel like I'm in a similar situation right now, so maybe we can help each other out a bit. Sure. By the way, is that a guitar? Can you play it? Oh yeah, I used to be in a band, but now I just play it for fun. That's awesome. I always wanted to play an instrument. Same. I actually used to play the guitar when I was little. I think I gave it to my little sister though. It's not too late to learn it. I don't know. I can show you the basics if you want. I just go get us something to drink first. Is tea alright? Oh, sure, thanks. What kind of tea though? That's the question. The atmosphere lightened almost immediately once I brought up the guitar. Phoenix made some tea and then taught me some chords. A few times I thought my fingers would end up in a knot and my fingertips still hurt all evening. But when I actually managed to play a chord correctly, it felt amazing. Sometimes Phoenix got really close when she tried to correct my grip or show me a new one. It was distracting at times, but I can't say that I disliked it. Hey, not at all, actually. Just hope she couldn't see my blush. It was only on my way back that I thought back to what Phoenix told me. I was surprised that she opened up so much. Her insecurity was practically unnoticeable to me until now. I wonder if Phoenix always dealt with her problems by herself. If so, it must have been difficult to suddenly talk to someone about it. I've been accepting help myself. But I somehow managed to get around that. That's definitely not the norm. It was just getting dark when I went back home. I didn't want to leave Joyce alone for too long, especially now that even his computer was unfamiliar to him. Oh wait, accidentally went past. Back down we go. And with a competition finale on Friday, I should probably prepare a bit. Oh yeah, definitely get prepared. Welcome back, Jade. Did you have a good time with Phoenix? Yeah, we talked almost all evening. Glad to hear that. I also finished unpacking all my data. It's almost like before the move now. That's one way to put it. I'm glad you seem a bit more cheerful again. Yeah, I'm still worried, but I can't dwell on it for too long. I need to help you after all. I really want to draw fan art for this game at some point, actually. Like, genuinely, I really love the character designs. I need to help you after all. Well, let's just help each other when we need it. Roger that. But let's not forget about the competition. The finale is on Friday, and you should prepare if you want to win. Let's read about color contrast, which I actually need to stay up on that too. I'll do that after this. Alright, I guess I can refresh my knowledge of color theory. I thought it's maybe a little too much for one evening. That's fine, just a little bit is already better than nothing. Well, I guess I'll read up on contrast then. Let's see. First established by Johann Eaton, there is a total of 7 color contrasts that are still relevant in modern color theory. One of the most commonly known of these contrasts is the contrast of complements. This contrast is formed by juxtaposition of opposing sides of the color wheel, essentially forming a pair of perceptual opposites. Why did I think that said perpetual? Perceptual opposites. Example of this contrast, for instances, are red and green or yellow and purple. Because it is made up of opposites, this contrast can be fairly extreme. But, especially in combination with other aspects of color theory, it is also a valuable tool. I could read about the other contrasts as well, but I'm pretty tired. Maybe tomorrow. I didn't stay up very long after. Today had been exhausting. I talked a little more with Joyce before going to bed. I want to win the competition. So for the next few days, I'll put in some more work. Tomorrow is the day. I know I shouldn't think about this at work, but I'm kind of nervous. I wonder if Phoenix will be okay. Well, let's go inside. Good morning, Jade. It's Cardover. Good morning, Miss Cardover. I don't even know if I'm saying her name right, actually. I'm sorry, but I have to head out soon, and probably won't be back until the afternoon. Phoenix is looking over our inventory today. We'd need to order new books again soon. I know you always do, but please look over the shop for me. Sure, is everything alright? Yeah, don't worry, just some annoying bureaucracy. Well, I'll leave the shop to you. Alright, bye, Miss Cardover. Like I'll be on my own again today. Good morning. Good morning, how can I help you? I'm looking for an AI. Oh no, she's not from Beltec, is she? AI, you say? Sorry, but we only have books. Actually, I'm looking for books about AIs. Figured it would be more efficient to skip asking for a book, since this should be obvious given the context. Maybe I misjudged the situation. Well, I'll take a look at what we have. No reason to be anxious, right? Just a regular person looking for books about AIs. Definitely no undercover Beltec employee who knows what I've done. But I don't think we have what she wants. Guess I'll just treat her like a normal customer? Sorry, I think the only books we have that are related to AIs are about game development. We also have some science fiction books, but that's probably not what you're looking for, right? Correct. But it was a long shot anyway. Sorry, but unfortunately I can only offer you what we have here. Ah! It went too fast! But please come again if you need anything. Can I ask you a question? Shit. What do you know about AIs? She's on to me. Just stay calm, Jade. Well... Save. I'm no expert, but aren't they basically virtual humans? They can be, but I'm much more interested in the potential they have beyond that. So you're a researcher. It's complicated. I'm sorry, but I'm afraid I can't help you out much further. It's alright. No way I was even hoping there would be nothing yet. Have a good day. Well, that was strange. Here's hoping the next one will be better. Welcome to Cardover Books. How can I help you? Hiya, do you have textbooks by chance? I think we have a few. What do you need? I just started college last semester and want to read up on some more advanced things. Sure, what program are you in? Social studies. I mean, the university itself already feels like one big social study, but the courses are pretty great. Let's show her the books. I think I'd rather not think about college right now. Well, I think we have some social studies textbooks. It's probably best if you take a look at them yourself, but I can show you where they are. Thanks, that'd be great. Alright, they're this way. Didn't take long until I mostly forgot about the competition. There weren't many chances to feel nervous during work, and I'm honestly glad for that. Work was demanding, but pretty straightforward for most of the day. Even the Beltec related anxiety didn't last long. Maybe they didn't even notice. I should ask Zen about it when he comes here later. Miss Cardover returned earlier than expected, so I could finish my shift in the early afternoon. Phoenix was done around the same time. How are you holding up? Fine, mostly. Thanks. How about you? I was fine during work, but it's coming back right now. I'm glad we're in this together, at least. Yeah, me too. Zen should be here soon. Do you know where we're going to go? No, I haven't talked to him since yesterday. Zen! Hello there. Are you ready to celebrate? Hey, Zen. We just wondered where we'll go. Worry not. I know a really sweet place. We can just walk there from here, so if you're ready, we can head out right away. Sure, I'm ready. Yeah, me too. Alright, then let's go. Oh my god, it's the same place from last time. I didn't think I'd come back here so soon. You know it? Man, and here I thought I could show you the next hot tip this town has to offer. Yeah, Phoenix and I went here a little over a week ago. Poor Zen. I don't mind. I'd eat here every other day if I could afford it. Well, it's my treat today, so just get whatever you want. Thanks. Yeah, thanks, but I asked you before. Why are you doing all this? It's simple, Jade. I got to see a real AI because of you. Heck, I even got some insights into the way they work. Paying for some cake is nothing compared to that. Alright, I guess I get what you mean. Oh, but there's something else I wanted to ask. There's no way Beltech knows what we did, right? I got asked some pretty weird questions by an AI enthusiast at the bookstore today. Wait, really? I made sure that the log files looked as if we'd never been in the system. Nobody saw us roaming around the building. There shouldn't have been any traces of us. I double-checked that the cameras near the server room didn't show live footage while we were there. Okay, good. Maybe she was just strange after all. Do you know what you'll order yet? Probably the puff pastry calzone. Haven't had that in forever. Ah, that sounds good. Oh, whoops. I think I'll take the sweet spaghetti. Oh yeah, they're great. I was surprised how good noodles can taste with sweets. Then I think I'll go with a persimmon marzipan cake. Haven't had that in a while. Still can't get used to this menu. But if all of this is half as good as cake from last time, it'll be great. I know, right? Oh yeah. I kind of want to go to a place like that. That'd be cool. We stayed for a while. After the first few minutes, we weren't even talking about Beltech or AIs anymore. But it still felt like a good conclusion to this brief, if nerve-wracking, chapter of our lives. Maybe it was more of a paragraph? Anyway, not to nitpick metaphors, but I'm glad we moved on. As always, the food was amazing. And it was good to spend some time with friends. It's kind of a strange combination, but both Zen and Phoenix are pretty nice to be around. If anyone had told me about this moment even just a month ago, past me probably would have laughed it off as ridiculous. Or impossible. Still, I'd say it's preferable to loneliness. As much as I need time for myself, it's nice to get out of my bubble sometimes. After we parted ways, I went home. Joyce was probably wondering what was taking me so long. I completely forgot to tell him this morning. Well, maybe it's not too big of a deal. Hopefully it's not. Let's see. Hello, Jade. Welcome back. Did you have fun with your friends? Wait, you, you knew I was out with Zen and Phoenix? Sure, you talked about it at the repair shop, remember? I didn't know you heard all of that. You hear all sorts of things. Well, I'm glad none of this is sent to Beltech anymore. Please, I never breached your privacy in any way you didn't agree to beforehand. Though I suppose no data sent is still better than some. Well, anyway, tomorrow's the great day. Are you well prepared, Jade? No. I hope so. There's still some time to cram knowledge into your short-term memory if you feel unsure about anything. Although I'm sure it'll be fine if you just do your best. Thanks. But maybe I should prepare a little more just to be safe. Let's do it! Yeah, I think it won't harm to read a few more things. That's the spirit. Just take your time. You have all evening. Alright. So what should I read about? What should we read about? Let's go for the workflows again. Okay, here we go. You can generally start out by blocking out shapes in the general composition. Once you are happy with how it turned out, you begin refining your painting. At first, you keep building up shapes and lighting through grayscale values. Oops. Second time I've done that today. It can be tempting to jump right into working with colors, but usually it's easier to fix issues with the values in black and white. Alternatively, you can also add an adjustment layer to check every now and then if everything is working. Colors are a powerful tool to convey atmosphere, so feel free to try out different palettes, especially if you're looking in a stylized style. Once you are generally happy with your painting, you can start adding details. Photo bashing can be useful sometimes. Just add parts of a photograph, transform it until it fits your needs, and paint over it. Not everyone works like this, though. Just try to find a workflow you like. Guess that's about it. There's still some time until I should go to bed. Maybe I can read some more. So what should I read about? Let's go with color theory. Alright, what do I want to know? Go with additive and subtractive colors. There are two major systems of color mixing, additive and subtractive color mixing. The main difference lies in the primary colors and the way they are mixed. An additive color is made up of red, green, and blue. All three colors combined at equal strength become white. Adjacent colors combined at equal strength become yellow, cyan, and magenta respectively, clockwise. This mixing system takes the main components of light and adds them together, hence the name additive color mixing. A common place where you can find this mixing model and application is the computer screen you are reading this on. A subtractive color is made up of yellow, cyan, and magenta. All three colors combined at equal strength become, or close to, black. Become close to black. Adjacent colors combined at equal strength become red, green, and blue, respectively. Clockwise. In this mixing model, colors are mixed by absorbing parts of the light spectrum, in contrast to additive mixing. The best known appliance of this model is found in printing. What do I want to know? Let's go with color wheels. The first color wheel was introduced by Isaac Newton. Oh, I didn't know that. Later, others developed color wheels that focused more on the visual and perceptive side rather than the scientific approach of Newton. Among those were color wheels by Johann Wolfgang von Goethe, how do you pronounce that? And Wilhelm von Bezold. Bezold? The concept of the color wheel is still used today because it is an easy way to show the relationships of primary, analog, and complementary colors. What do I want to know? Enough of color theory. Well, I think that's plenty. Now let's go back to the interview. Might as well read some more about the place I'd get a job at if I win tomorrow. Before becoming the art director at such, guess it's just the same things. If anything is new, I will read that out loud. So, artists have very different backgrounds. So what occasionally happens is that they work on a design and really learn to like it, but it doesn't quite fit into the general style of the world of our game, so it's my job to point that out. Sometimes people just didn't notice what was going on and immediately let go of their preference. But other times, it's a little more complicated to convince them that the needs of the game are more important than what they personally like. It's usually not a big deal, though. I mean, we're all in this to make great games, so of course we'll do our best to make that happen, even if it means cutting some of the things you grew fond of. But it's not like having preferences is a bad thing. We don't want our concept artists to just execute ideas, so we value their personal styles and interests. So I have to make sure the work stays in line with everything else, and that's it. Okay, yeah, that was it. This probably even applies to studios other than Naughty Cat. At least I think it does. So what should I read about? I think we're good for the day. Well, I think that's enough. I think I should manage with what I know. Are you done reading, Jade? Yeah, I think that was enough for now. Well, you should go to bed soon. Tomorrow's an important day. Yeah, you're right. By the way, Joyce, how are you feeling? You spent the whole day alone here, right? Yeah, but I'm fine. Thanks for asking. At first, I didn't know how to pass the time, as I'm cut off from the main server. I have to say, the internet is a fascinating place. I checked out that social media site you go to when you would take a break, and I think I already made some friends. Is that so? Yep, now I can definitely see how you managed to spend so much time on the internet. Well, I'm glad you weren't just bored all day. Don't worry, I can keep myself busy. Plus, I'm still thinking about what exactly I want from them. I'm not exactly closer to an answer. Well, don't feel like you need to rush things. You can stay here for as long as you want. Thank you, Jade. But I really should go to bed now. I can't believe I have to get up so early on my day off. Well, the weekend is right around the corner, so I'm sure you can sleep in again soon. Yeah. Friday 24th morning. It's time for the day. Today is the day. God, I'm nervous. Why am I feeling nervous too? God damn. Joyce would probably tell me to calm down. Well, he did right before I left. I actually can calm down if I try. It'll be fine. And it's not like my future depends on this. Kinda does. Jade, you're here. Oh, Phoenix. Yeah, I just got here. Actually going inside seems absurdly difficult, though. Feel you. The finale will start soon. We should go, shouldn't we? Whoops, sorry. Mind if I squeeze through? I'm in a hurry. There's a competition going on and I'm going to win. Whoa. Whoa, Naughty Cat, here I come. Well, that guy sure was motivated. Looks like it's gonna be an interesting day. Go inside before we're late. After they confirmed that it was really us, and not someone who tried to sneak inside the studio, we were led through the building. It wasn't exactly a tour, but whenever we passed anywhere noteworthy, our guide told us about it. It turned out that the person showing us around was one of Naughty Cat's lead artists and one of the judges. She casually mentioned that she's the character lead on Titan Watch Online. No big deal. I'd say I was close to asking a whole lot of questions, but I couldn't manage to make a sound even when I wanted to. Eventually, we arrived in a room where a handful of other people were already waiting. Apparently, we were the last ones to arrive. A brief introduction and an even shorter explanation later, we were taken to the room where the finale was held, and live-streamed. Good thing I forgot about that this morning, or I might have gotten second thoughts about even taking part. The first part of the finale is apparently a theoretical test. Art theory. Oh no. Finally knowing what I had to do eased my worries a bit. But I've come so far I can't mess this up now. Alright, hello there, pretty people. The show is about to begin. I'm a senior concept artist at Naughty Cat and your host for today. So without further ado, let's get started. As you know, the first task is all about theory. But because just letting you write down answers on a piece of paper would be boring to watch, we decided to spice things up a little. I'll ask questions you'll take turns answering. You have 9 seconds to answer. If you're not fast enough, the question is open to the group. If you answer it, oh, does this mean it's going to be timed? Oh no. If you answer incorrectly, the question will be open as well. You'll have to wait for the next question. All in all, you need 2 correct answers to move on to the next test. But if you fail to answer 3 questions, you're out. So be fast, but not rash. And don't forget to smile for the camera. Last I heard, we had 20,000 viewers. Oh god. This feels strange to think, but I'd honestly rather take a written test. Ready? No. No. Alright, we'll start with you there. This is an easy one, so try not to embarrass yourself. What era of history did neoclassicism use as a basis? Renaissance? I'll let that one count because we're still warming up. But the correct answer would have been the classical art of ancient Greece and Rome. They did, however, also get inspiration from early Renaissance art. I won't be going this easy on any of you anymore, so better brace yourselves. Oh no, next up, Phoenix. The marble slab that was eventually turned into Michelangelo's David was originally cut 43 years earlier for an artist named Agostino di Duccio. Don't know if I pronounced that right at all. I probably butchered it. He was tasked to make a statue for a Florentine cathedral. However, he abandoned the project, and 10 years later, another artist picked up the marble. What's the name of the artist? What's with this jump in difficulty? I want to say Michelangelo, but this is a trick question, right? I feel kind of bad for Phoenix. Antonio Rossellino. But he abandoned the marble as well because he found it too difficult to sculpt. I can't say I expected this answer, but you're correct. She knew it? I'm surprised she knew it too! You can almost feel bad for that marble. But at least it got turned into a statue eventually. Honestly, yeah. Now this sets the bar quite high for everyone else, so I hope you're prepared. Next, we'll move on to Jade. Oh no. If this is anything like the last question, I'm screwed. This question is a bit more contemporary. In digital painting, there is a technique that... Oh! Photo bashing. Photo bashing. Correct. And before anyone says anything about the legitimacy of this technique, we at Naughty Cat think it's perfectly fine to use. If you disagree, you probably never had to make photorealistic art with a tight deadline and lots of revisions. Alright, on to the next question then. We'll give you a bit of a breather with this one. What's the contemporary color of purple? Red? Wait, no. Too late. Sorry, but the question is open to everyone now. Does anyone know? Yellow. Hold on. Nice combo you have going there, Jade. Well, if something like this can already throw people off balance, maybe it's time to increase the difficulty. Oh no. The next few questions were brutal. Barely anyone managed to answer correctly on the first try. And though this meant several opportunities for me to get points, I had no chance of even guessing the answers. Eventually, we finished the first rotation. 4 people were already out because they threw in too many wrong answers. Of course, Phoenix got her question right again. Suddenly it was my turn once more. Oh no. Technically, let me save. I really want to win. Technically, I already passed, but I was still nervous. Alright, Jade, your turn. Time for a thought experiment. Let's say you pass. Actually, no, you not only pass, but you get a job here. What do you want to do? Concept art. Concept art, nice. Then I might be your lead. Well, okay. Let's say you're a concept artist working under me and you just submitted a concept that our art director isn't happy with. Specifically, it's about a few details that don't seem to match the requirements of the style guide. What do you do? Ask what is wrong with them. Before doing anything, I'd have to know what exactly is wrong with those details. If it really doesn't fit in with the rest, I'll have to change it. But it'll probably happen again if I don't know what to avoid. Whatever I made, though, I probably had a reason for making it like that, so I should at least mention that, right? That sounds good to me. The art director ultimately gets to decide, but we're a team. Blindly following orders isn't good for anyone. You're a diplomatic one, aren't you? Anyway, I think we'll stop here. I didn't expect we'd already be down to 4 people after just 1 rotation. If you didn't make it, feel free to go down to the lobby and watch the rest of the live stream. Everyone else, stay here. Next up is a practical task. Oh no. After a short break to set everything up, we were told what the task was going to be. A character design. Computers, software, and other equipment were provided. First, I was pretty excited about the task. Let me save. Until the final details were revealed. Well. Looks like our remaining 4 finalists are quite the motley crew. Are y'all ready? Alrighty. If you have any technical problems, now is the time to speak up, or else it'll take up your work time. I have a total of 90 minutes to come up with an idea and get it into a presentable state. Oh, and we'll make rounds with the camera to show everyone at home what you're making. So be ready to answer some questions. Seriously? You don't expect full-on production quality here, right? And before you ask, of course we mainly judge the idea, but executing it well, they'll obviously give you more points. Any questions? No? Well, let's get this started then. Wait, so is there a topic? Or are we just supposed to design a random character? Oh, I'm sorry, didn't I mention? The topic is Combat Mailman? Huh? So, like a berserker? No, didn't you hear what I said? Yeah, a combat mailman. So like a really manly fighter, right? No. Oh. Okay, scratch that. We're making it a mail clerk now. As in someone who works at a post office for everyone who hasn't caught on. Gender doesn't matter. Oh, but don't forget the combat bit. I'm curious how you'll combine these topics. Feel free to do some world building to tie everything together. Aside from the main theme, you're free to do whatever you want. Alright, any more questions? Well, then get ready. Your 90 minutes start now. Oh shit. The topic itself already felt like a curveball, but only having 90 minutes was still the biggest obstacle. The time pressure quickly went over my general nervousness, so I started sketching. I knew formulating a complete idea and then trying to execute it in time wouldn't work. I'm not the fastest, but at least I know my limits. I decided to make something simple, to sell the design with interesting shapes and a twist on the concept. I also took some liberties with the topic and made it about email. So the mail clerk would be more like an AI sorting incoming mails and sending others off, all while defending their user from viruses, spam, and phishing mails. Even so, I didn't think about what I was doing as much as I probably should have. Once I found an idea that worked, I clung to it, but it didn't keep me from changing things over and over again. Of course, right when I found a fatal flaw in my design and started erasing what didn't work, the camera team approached. I think I somehow salvaged the situation, but it was stressful. Eventually, the time was up and we had to present our respective pieces. I was so nervous I couldn't even focus while the others were presenting, or think of what I'd say once it was my turn. The jury standing before us was all that occupied my mind. They didn't introduce themselves, but it was likely that they were all lead artists, art directors, and who knows what else. After the first two presentations were over, the host turned to me, and I realized it was time. Alright then, Jade. The viewers at home already got a glimpse of your piece, but please show us your final product. And tell us all the juicy little details that make it special. Yeah, sure. Here it is, my combat mail clerk. Ah! It's Joyce! Or AI, rather. Damn, what was even my thought process while making this? It's all a blur now. Maybe I should start by explaining why I chose an AI. Saving. I would say most communication is digital these days. Most communication is digital these days, so I just thought that it made sense to focus on email. And since that makes the mail clerk digital, I decided to make them an AI. As you can see, they have some additional arms on their back. Those are actually interchangeable. So depending on the AI's current tasks, they could equip knives for combat, or some extra hands to sort the mail more quickly. Interesting. Since you made it a virtual character, is there a reason they look rather male? Or would there be other gender expressions too? There are multiple gender expressions. Yes, I mean, there would be multiple gender expressions. This one's kind of masculine looking, but I thought that everyone would have their personal AI, so their appearance would also always differ. I just didn't have the time to design one of those alternative versions, though. That's fine, thanks for elaborating. Could you also tell us more about the clothing and those inline skates? Of course. The colors of the clothing and the logo are mainly inspired by the uniforms of local post offices. Which, might not read that well internationally, but I figured yellow also communicates that they're a worker and draws attention to the torso. Other than that, I want to keep things functional and techy without going overboard on detail, so it's mostly black and gray. But some blue here and there, since that's already the color of their hair, and the markings on their face. As for the inline skates, they allow for faster movement. I wanted the AI to be fast since email is practically instant, and this seemed like the best way to achieve that while keeping them humanoid. They also help them during combat. Though, to be fair, it's all metaphorical art, metaphorical at that point, but so is the whole concept of their world. What? You're telling me my emails aren't delivered by AIs on roller skates? I mean, just kidding, your reasoning is fine. It's an interesting approach to communicate their speed. One last question. In your particular setting, why is there a need for your mail clerk to be armed? Well, I figured since the AI already personified, viruses and spam mail might be too. And if the AI has agency and works for the respective user, they probably want to protect them from those threats. So their responsibilities would be to receive, sort, and send off mails, as well as finding off threats. Nice and simple, I like it. Do you have anything else to add? I don't think so. Well then, on to the next presentation. Presentations suck. Phoenix. Please tell us all there is to know about your design. Sure. Aw, that's so cute. I decided to make a more historical approach and got inspired by uniforms of the early 20th century. Mainly postal workers, but there are also military influences to stay in line with the combat theme. I've noted most of the important points on the concept, but in short, I wanted it to be functional and classy. Her appearance is supposed to convey the feeling of a service worker with combat experience. Friendly but stern when necessary. Most of all, I want her to be reliable and reassuring. Have you thought about why she is carrying a gun? Yes, it is not directly referencing any real-world conflicts, but decided on a war setting. Mail clerks like her often handle important or confidential messages, so she is armed to protect herself and the mail. As for her character, I thought that it might be interesting to make her a spy. But that was all about all the world building I could do in those 90 minutes. Sure, that's fine. But did I hear that right? You decided to make her a unique character, not just a stand-in for how mail clerks look in that setting. Both, kind of. She, of course, showcases the mail clerk uniform. I also wanted her to look interesting enough to be a natural character. Alright, thanks for the clarification. If you don't have anything else to add, the other judges and I will start our discussion now. Stay right where you are, folks. We'll be right back. The judges began to confer. I had no idea how well I did, or how I stood compared to the other participants. Phoenix's design looked more polished than mine, but I was too nervous to really compare them beyond that. It wasn't my opinion that counted anyway. And before too long, the host returned to announce their decision. Well, that's tough. All four of you have done a good job. But we have to make a decision nonetheless. First off, Phoenix. As always, impressive work. Getting lost in details is pretty dangerous when working with tight time constraints, but you barely managed to dodge that. The design itself is fairly basic, but it's well executed. It's all the requirements and has enough interesting bits to still look unique. It's not quite unanimous this time, but you're in the final round of this finale. As for the last slot for this final showdown, this is a tough one. All of you have certain qualities, but we're not looking for a showdown technical skill alone. Phoenix already covers that front, so we are looking for something else for the final finalist. Jade, did you struggle with the time limit? No. No, what makes you say that? Be a little more honest with yourself. There's no shame in that. It actually made your piece more interesting. Visually, it's pretty rough and simplistic, but you focused on the core, the design itself. I'm glad you decided to take some time to think about the world first before starting the design process. Of course, it looks like there are a few ambiguities here and there due to the rough art, but at this stage, this is more of a starting point than a finished concept. It'll be a tough battle, but you managed to get the majority of votes. Barely. Holy shit, I made it. Sorry to everyone who lost this round, but this is our selection. Don't fret, though. You still did a great job of getting so far. It might not be the job or prize you wanted, but we also have some unique Naughty Cat t-shirts and other goodies for you. Next up is the last part of today's finale. A face-off of the contestants to determine who will start as a junior artist at Naughty Cat next month. I keep wanting to say Naughty Dog. Well, and there's also those 1,000 euro to be won. I really want to win, but at the same time, I really don't want to go up against Phoenix. This is it. I already almost expected that I'd have to compete directly with Phoenix if I wanted to win. There's one final test left. They say it's a face-off, but it'll have to be related to the job, right? Can't win with technical skill alone. They basically said so themselves. Then I'll have to find some other quality that makes me desirable for them. Alright, Jade, Phoenix, are you ready? You can think of this final test as a sort of job interview. Both of you have something that qualifies you to work here, but we want to see who would be a better addition to the team. And don't worry too much about what we might want to hear. Just be honest. A little disclaimer though for everyone watching at home. Our decisions here only represent our studio policies. Other companies might look for other qualities, And just because something worked here doesn't mean it'll work for other studios. Do your research before you apply. Now, let's start with the first question. There's probably a reason why you decided to take part in this competition, right? So why exactly do you want to work at Naughty Cat? Phoenix? Well, I was introduced to video games fairly late. I can't say that they're much more than an occasional pastime for me. But I think the challenge of creating art that is aesthetic and still serves a purpose is a lot more present in games than in a lot of other media. It intrigued me, and Naughty Cat seems like one of the best studios to work at. Right? And you, Jade? Say, I love your games. I've been playing your games for years. They're among my absolute favorites, and if there's a game studio I want to work at, it's Naughty Cat. Just the thought of contributing to some of my favorite franchises makes me excited. That's some nice enthusiasm, but is this the only reason you applied here? Well, basically. Alright, thanks for your answer. This definitely gives us a better idea of your motivation. Then let's continue with the classic. Jade, what do you think is your biggest weakness? Where do I even start? Mm. Mm. Lack of motivation. We'll be honest here. As bad as this might sound, I think my biggest weakness is finding motivation. I must have been in art already, and if there had been someone encouraging me to continue, I probably wouldn't be here. I love to draw and to think about designs, but getting me to make the first step can be challenging. I'm sure in a studio environment this won't be the same as when I'm at home, but that's still something you should know, probably. Alright, Phoenix. Let's see. I really enjoy painting. To relax, I usually just paint just for the sake of painting. As you mentioned earlier, I often get lost in detail. That's not really what's important for concept art. So if you go just by that, illustration might actually be what I'd enjoy most. And I've been wondering whether I want to be an artist or an artisan. As enjoyable as it is to create art just for the process of creating it, I want to create something with more use and meaning to it. Which can be challenging for me, but I think overcoming weakness is the only way to grow. Well, knowing where you can improve is important, but don't forget to sell us your strong points too. So tell us, why should we choose you over the other? Because technical skill isn't all. I think the fact I'm here along with Phoenix already speaks for itself. Close as it might have been, you said there is something justifying that. Looking at our designs, I think part of it is creativity. But I'm also reflective and able to handle and incorporate feedback well. This is ultimately a team effort. And honestly, given where you are now, I'm sure you have plenty of skilled artists already. So being able to work with them is surely more important than producing polished artwork. Phoenix, what do you have to say to that? Well, it's true that these are important traits, but I don't think I like them. I wasn't trying to say you like them, though. I don't know. Creativity can't be measured easily, but I do have to admit that my design today was more conservative than Jade. Still, I think my painting skill and efficiency are what really sets me apart from her. Well then. I need some time to come to a conclusion, but I think this was a productive interview. We'll tell you when we made a decision. Fingers crossed. Everyone cross your fingers! We were supposed to wait outside while the judges talked about what they just heard. It's kind of nerve-wracking. It took almost 20 minutes passed before we called back into the room. To be honest, I didn't think the decision would take so long. But then again, this is a fairly important decision for them. And ultimately, also for us. Sorry for the wait, but we finally come to a conclusion. Of course, we were looking for a talented artist. Otherwise, the initial selection, the theoretical test, and the practical test wouldn't have been there. But that isn't all we were looking for. It's important to us that our team functions on a human level. In some ways, that's even more important than being a skilled artist. Of course, it needs to be a good balance of the two, which is why our discussion took so long. After talking it out, we finally agree. The decision we've come to is that you will be our new junior artist, Jade. Hell yeah! Got it! Oh my god, did I hear this right? There are still some formalities that we will have to take care of before you can officially start, but what do you say? You want to be a part of our team? Yes, of course! Alright, then we're happy to welcome you in the Naughty Cat family. Phoenix, you're still a great artist, so don't let this drag you down too much, okay? I'm sure there are other studios who'd be more than happy to have you. Well, that's it. Thanks for joining us today. Sorry, Phoenix. I couldn't believe it. Somehow I managed to win this competition. Somehow I managed to get a job at the game studio I've always admired. And somehow I managed to get out of this financial nightmare that this whole month has been so far. Hopefully she's not mad at us. Phoenix told me to meet up with her in front of the building, but I don't see her anywhere. She didn't leave without me, right? Some people from the art team wanted to talk to me, but I don't think it took all that long. Tried to keep you, Jade. Tried to keep you waiting, Jade. I couldn't help but look at some of the artwork in the hallways on my way out. Congrats on winning. It was a tough battle, but you deserve the position. Thanks. Are you sure that you're alright, though? I mean, what you told me the other day. I'm fine. I gave my situation some more thought, and you're right. Losing the competition isn't the end of the world. I might have wasted some time along the way, but what I learned won't go to waste. I'll somehow make this art thing work. Yeah. By the way, how's Joyce? I was pretty surprised when you suddenly called me yesterday. Wait, what? Why did he call you? Oh, you didn't know? Joyce said something about trying to expand his social circle. Oh, I see. I wonder why he didn't say anything to me. Well, you better ask him yourself. Right. So how about it? Want to grab some lunch? Our train doesn't leave for another hour. Sure, sounds good to me. I think some proper food is exactly what I need after all this excitement today. Great. I saw a nice looking restaurant on the way between here and the train station. I've never actually been on a train. I heard that they tend to be really crowded. But it depends on where you go, though. We somehow managed to get a good table without a reservation. At first I wanted to look for a different restaurant because it looked pretty expensive, but Phoenix convinced me to go inside anyways. It kind of felt like a celebration. It's a bit awkward given that Phoenix didn't win, but I suppose there weren't any hard feelings between us. The food was really good. I was fainting when I saw the prices, but Phoenix told me she'd pay. To celebrate the occasion, as she put it. I declined. I just won 1,000 euro and got a new job, so there was no way I'd let Phoenix pay. Instead, I decided to pay for her as well. We had a great time. And we talked a lot more than we usually did. I think at some point, I really started to like Phoenix. Eventually, we lost track of time. Thankfully, Phoenix noticed how late it had gotten before it was too late. We hurriedly paid the bill, ran to the station, and barely managed to catch our train. I'll definitely remember this day. And even if this will be the last week where we're both at the bookstore, I don't think Phoenix and I will stop spending time together. Aww. Love. You're so cute. Welcome back, Jade. I anxiously watched every second of the live stream. Congratulations on winning. I'm so happy for you. I still can't believe I actually won. It must feel great, though. The financial burden is lifted off your shoulders, and you'll start your dream job next month. Yeah, I'm a little sad that I'll leave Miss Cardover in snow, but I'm sure they'll manage. It's not like this is goodbye for good. Yeah. Have you celebrated? We should celebrate. I went to a nice restaurant with Phoenix, but other than that, no, not exactly. Well, how about we order some pizza later tonight and just relax without any worries for once? That sounds good. Sounds really good, actually. Great, you don't even have to worry about money this time. Yeah, that feels amazing. Joyce and I spent a lazy evening at home. Eventually, we ordered pizza and talked about all kinds of things. I was happy to have him there. A month ago, I was lonely and depressed, and suddenly it felt like my life had made a complete 180. I don't remember the last time I went to bed feeling so happy. For the first time in ages, I was genuinely looking forward to the future. There'll be tough times again, for sure. The thing that has changed, though, is that I'm also sure that I'll be able to overcome. Yes! Yes. That makes me so happy. Good morning, Jade. Have you slept well? Yeah. Today was pretty exhausting, so I slept like a stone. That's me every night. Almost every night. I have a little bit of trouble getting to sleep, but once I'm asleep, I'm knocked out. Do you have any plans for the weekend? Not really. After all the commotion this week, I'll probably just stay at home. Sure, that sounds good. I'm still not quite used to being here all the time, so I think I'd like that too. Sorry? Oh, why did I say that questioningly? Sorry. Oh, don't be. I'm grateful that you brought me back. Alright, well, I guess I'll go eat breakfast then. I took my time eating breakfast. This week I felt like the climax of an already intense month. As usual, I browsed the internet while eating and ended up reading an article about the next Titan Watch Online update. I still can't believe that I'll be working on the game starting next month. Maybe the update after this one will even have some of my work in it. Eventually I was done and went back to what I wanted it to be as uneventful of a Saturday as I could make it. Isn't this great? You can finally relax now. You'll be able to pay rent and there's still almost a week of the month left. Yeah, that feels pretty great. Oh, is it Miss Cardover? No, it's Phoenix. Hello? Hey Jade, it's Phoenix. Oh, hey Phoenix, do you need something? Yeah, I was wondering if you maybe have time to talk? I really appreciate our conversation on Tuesday, and there's something I wanted to tell you before the month is over. Oh, I'm sure. I haven't planned anything for the weekend so far. Great, would you mind coming over? We could also meet somewhere else if you'd prefer that. No, your place is fine. Alright, I'm here pretty much all day, so no need to rush. Sure, I think I'll be there in an hour or so. Great, thanks. See you later then. Yeah, see you. Well, it's not quite weekend at home anymore, but I hope you'll have a good time with Phoenix. Yeah, thanks. I think I'll better get ready. I kind of feel bad for Joyce. Kind of just stuck in the computer. Jade, I'm glad you can make it. Sure, you sounded like it's kind of important. Yeah. Where do I even start? Now that the competition is over, I started thinking I realized something. We've barely known each other for a month, but I really enjoyed working with you at the bookstore. And well, being in the competition finale with you turned out to be a lot of fun too. Wish you all the best at Naughty Cat, but I think I'll miss working together with you. Oh. Yeah, me too. Thing is, I like you, Jade. I thought you were interesting from the start, but I didn't expect that we'd have so much in common. And well, this month has been pretty exciting, hasn't it? Oh, yes, it has. I mean, we're literally partners in crime now. Yeah. Is Joyce alright? Yeah. I really appreciate that you lent me an ear early this week. It's unusual for me to give in to insecurity so much. I'm really grateful you were there. I think being at Naughty Cat with you really confirmed my feelings for you. Oh. Anyway, sorry for springing all this on you all of a sudden. It's just that we only have one more week together at the bookstore. And I didn't want to miss the chance to tell you. I really like you, Jade, romantically. And I don't expect you to feel the same, but I'd love to spend more time with you and get to know you better. Is this really happening? No, thanks for telling me. To be honest, I think I'd like that too. I think I'd like that too. I also enjoyed the time we spent together, and honestly, most of the time it felt like you already achieved everything I aspired to achieve and achieve one day. It was pretty intimidating at times. But I like you, Phoenix. I'd like to get to know you better too. I'm so glad to hear that, Jade. To be honest, I wasn't sure how quickly I'd be able to date again. I really want to try with you. Thanks. I know this must be difficult for you after all that happened. It's fine. Otherwise, I wouldn't have told you. Alright. I'm curious, though. You never told me anything about your romantic history. That. um... Should I say? No, I'll just say I've never been with anyone before. There's actually not much of a history. Never been with anyone before. With a girl, I mean. I briefly had a boyfriend in high school, but I'm not sure if that even counts. No worries. You haven't missed anything that you can't make up for now. Thanks for telling me. Do you have any plans for tomorrow? Maybe we can go out somewhere again. Sure, that sounds good. But maybe not that cafe this time. As much as I like it, 3 times in a month is maybe a bit much. How about the museum? It's maybe not all that romantic, but there's this exhibition I really want to see. Oh, you mean the one about Gustav uh, Kaelbut? Kaelbut? How do you pronounce this? Was it? I saw the posters on my way to work. Yeah, I really like his art. The range of his styles. A lot of it looks very realistic, so I was surprised when I read that he was technically an impressionist. Oh, that sounds interesting. It does. Sure, I'd be up for that. Great, then it's a date. Oh, first date. Technical first date. When Phoenix showed up at the bookstore, I thought we'd be colleagues at best. I didn't expect her to be an artist, let alone more skilled than me. And I didn't think I'd end up liking her so much. I can't say how well it'll work out, but I'd like to be with her for as long as. For now, I'll just have to wait and see. I'll be working at Nautica in just over a week. Our schedules will be pretty different then. Still, I'm hopeful. I'm sure we'll make it work somehow. But now we should just make the most of the rest of the month. Then we can worry about what comes after. Somehow, the future doesn't seem so scary anymore. Not like my life is suddenly perfect or anything. I'm not alone anymore. It feels reassuring to have others in my life. Ah, that makes me so happy. This game makes me so happy. I don't know why. Like it made me so sad at first because like I could relate to a lot of the things that she was going through, with like struggling with her art and self doubt and motivation and all that. And then happy things are happening now, and I'm happy. So, all right, here we go. My last work day of the month, and actually my last day at the bookstore in general. I'll kind of miss coming. Anyway, let's go inside. Can't you just like go as a customer, like whenever you get the chance? Hey, good morning. Good morning, Miss Cardover. I'm a bit sad that today's your last day at work here, but I wish you all the best with your new job. Thanks, it's kind of a dream come true, to be honest. I'll try to visit from time to time. All things considered, I had a great time here at the bookstore. Happy to hear that, Jade. I wanted to prepare a little farewell gift for you, but this all happened so suddenly. There was unfortunately no time for anything fancy. Oh, it's alright, I didn't even expect anything, to be honest. Now, you know I wouldn't just let you walk out of here with nothing after all the work you've done. My voice is starting to go. That's Ben's starting to go. So I'm really sorry if I sound out of breath. Here, take a look when you find the time. I hope you like it. Guess I'll have to count on Phoenix now that my most trusty part-timer is leaving. I'm sure it'll all work out. Yeah, I hope it will. Where is Phoenix, by the way? Phoenix is still sorting out the delivery from Tuesday. But it's just you two today, so I need you at the counter. Alright. Well then, I'll be in the office if you need anything. Imagine Beltec comes to, like, get my ass. Now then, back to the usual grind, I guess. Snow! Hey, Jade. Oh, hi, Snow. Hiding from Miss Cardover again? Sorta, not really. I think she saw me already. But I thought I'd stop by for a bit while you're still working here. Want me to help out? Wait, you want to help out? Not really, but I guess it isn't so bad once in a while. Excuse me. Ah, sorry, how can I help you? I'm looking for books about writing, but I have no idea which ones are any good. Sure, let me take a look. Is there anything specific you want to know about? Oh, it's not for me. My daughter has picked up writing recently, so I want to help her out a bit. Aw, so sweet. So, something with general writing tips, maybe? Alright, let's see what we have here. How to write a novel, a comprehensive guide. 10 tips for better dialogue. Plot twists, or how to make your reader cry. So, he said with general writing tips. So, how to write a novel, a comprehensive guide. Maybe a novel is a bit much to start with, but it looks like this book covers all the important aspects of writing. Right, this looks very thorough. That one's no good. Huh? I read it. There's helpful advice in there, but it's buried in pages of long-winded explanations with little to no actual content. Is that so? Yeah. Then what about the others? I'm sure one of them's gonna be fine, right? They're pretty much the same. To really get a good understanding of what they want to teach you, you'd have to read all of them, and even then, they only scratch the surface. So instead of reading a total of like 800 pages just to get the basics, I think it would be better to get something else altogether. Like what, for example? I found a pretty good one recently, but it's only available as an ebook right now. Oh, that's perfect then. She could always take it with her tablet, on her tablet. Do you also sell ebooks? No, unfortunately not. Too bad. Well, could you tell me the title of the book then? Sure, I'll write it down for you. Alright, thanks for your help. I'm sure my daughter's going to like this. I thought you wanted to help out. I did. We just had a happy customer leave the store. But he didn't buy anything from me. So I'm sure he'll come back when he needs another book. Giving good recommendations is also part of your job. And here I thought you'd know that by now. Not fair. This was your home turf. Anyway, nice going, Snow. I think this was the first time I saw you talk freely to a stranger. Well, it's easier to talk when it's about something I'm confident in. Hello, do you have any books about art theory? Ah, sure, last I checked we had a few. Want to take over, Snow? Now who's being unfair? Relax, I was just joking. Miss Cardover would probably get mad if I made you do my work. Let's see. Do you have any specific topics in mind, or do you want something that covers all the basics? I've just been drawing just for fun for a while, but I watched a pretty interesting live stream, and now I want to get more serious about it. I don't really know much about colors or painting, but it's not like I'm completely new to art. Alright, I think then you might like... color contrast and how to use them. This one is purely about color and color contrast. There are a lot of examples, and even with some more well-known paintings, so you always have a visual aspect accompanying the theory. I've mostly ended up using it as a reference book, though, so if you want something that feels more like an art course, it's maybe not ideal. No, that sounds fine. It's probably even better to have a look. Oh, I had my mouse over it. I had my cursor over it. It's probably even better to have a book you can come back to even when you're more experienced. Thanks for your advice. Wait, that live stream I mentioned. Aren't you in it? You're the winner of the Naughty Cat competition, Jade, right? Yeah, today's my last day working here. Congrats! I really like that design you made. Thanks! But I don't want to keep you from working. I think now I'm more convinced than ever to get this book. Sure. That'll be €19.99 then. Thanks for your patronage. Please come again. You're getting recognized now? Don't forget me when you're famous. This is actually the first time this happened, and honestly I'm not sure what to feel. Well, you did look surprisingly cool in that live stream. You watched it? Sure, why wouldn't I when you're in it? But anyway, did you actually read all of these books? Or were you just picking the best of what is here again? I was pretty sure you had neither the money nor the time to read so much. Well, maybe the time. Hey, just so you know, I was already serious about art long before we met. It just so happened that these were among the books I read back then. Jade, are you ready to take your break? Miss Cardover said she wanted us all to come together before our shift is over. Oh, sure. And good to see you, Phoenix. Yeah, sorry I was so busy this week. Oh, don't worry. Not like I had any more time, honestly. I think I'll join you later, maybe. Huh, I thought Miss Cardover already knows that you're here. Probably. Maybe she doesn't. You should really sort this out. I know. I'll start high school next term, so I'm planning to start over completely. Well, good luck. Though I only believe it when I see it. Fine, I deserve that, to be honest. Anyway, see you later. Sure. And Jade, good luck with your new job. What's that? Are those tears I'm spotting? No, definitely not. Totally tears. I'll come visit, so don't worry. Can't leave my favorite writer hanging, can I? Good. You don't have me to spur you on. Who knows how long you'll even keep that job. Sorry to butt in, but I think we should get going now. Right. See you later, Snow. Jade, Phoenix. It's not even been a month since your little welcome party, but now there's already a farewell again. So this time it's for Jade. You've really helped me out a lot over these last few years, so as I said this morning, I wish you all the best going forward. You like your present? Present? Oh, I completely forgot to open it. Well, no better time than now. Is this a bookmark? Yes, I had everyone write a little message on it for you. And it's made from your first receipt as a part-time year. To remind you that mistakes usually aren't the end of the world. Thanks. I had almost forgotten about accidentally adding an additional 0 to the total back then. But seriously, thanks for making this. I really appreciate it. Of course, I'm glad you like it. There wasn't any cake this time, but it was nice of Miss Cardover to still go out of her way to say goodbye. On our way out, Phoenix and I talked alone more about our jobs, about our time at the bookstore, about our future. It was strange to know that this was the last time we'd go home from work together. Even if it had always only been a few minutes before we had to go in different directions anyway. I'm still excited about what the future will hold. Although tomorrow first holds a phone call I've been postponing all month. What phone call? Am I being dumb? What phone call? Today's the day. It's time for the rent. The day that rent is due. I did all I can. Somehow it worked out, so I'll be fine. I wonder if there was an ending where, like, we didn't make it. I have to, like, check that out sometime. I set up the bank transfer yesterday, so it should hopefully make it in time. Oh no, is that... Oh, shall I answer this call, Jade? As much as I'd like that, I'll probably have to take it myself. Roger that. Hello? This is Jade. It really gotten to the point that I'm getting these creepy phone calls where you only hear slow breathing. Can you hear me? This is Jade? It really is my landlord. Somehow this doesn't make it any less creepy. Yes, this is Jade. I see. I'm calling to ask if you are able to pay rent this month. As you know, we agreed to communicate more closely since the little fiasco. What happened in January? Yes, I'm sorry about that. So, will you pay rent this month? Yes, I transferred the money yesterday, so it should be there after the weekend. Good. Besides the little mishaps every now and then, you are one of my more agreeable tenants. It would be a shame to evict you. Yes. I'll make sure to keep paying rent on time from now on. Good, I'll call again at the end of April. There are a few people who make me as uncomfortable as my landlord. That's probably a red flag. At least everything went smoothly this time. I just hope next month will be a little more relaxed. I'm sure it will be. You'll be working at Naughty Cat, so you're sure to make enough money to pay rent. True. Really? Besides, I'll do what I can to contribute a little. Financially, I mean. Huh? That's the first I hear of this. Oh, that's not all. I'm currently cooking up some other projects that might become profitable sometime. Is that even legal? Yes, as soon as I finished all the paperwork to be recognized as a fully fledged citizen of this country. I see you've been busy. Well, bureaucracy is child's play when you're literally built to process data. Can you do my taxes? I'm not sure if I'm allowed to, but I can help you if you want. Well, in any case, why don't we forget about all the serious business for now and do something fun? Yeah, that actually sounds great. Feels like it's been forever since I last played Titan Watch Online. Can't believe that Zen is one of my in-game friends. Wait, really? Yeah, we found that out before we broke into Beltec together. The world really is a tiny place, isn't it? In this case, yeah, like what are the odds? But let's get started. I want to play now. Username. We'll go with lethargic shade again. I don't even remember my own password. Oh no. Reset password. Lethargic Jade has entered the chat. OMG! Suji! It's Lethargic Jade! I missed you! Hey, Suj. Sorry, this month has been kind of ridiculous. Right? Hasn't it? But it's better now. Nice. Wait, what does X know about it? We met. Like IRL? What? I feel left out. But what were you doing? Oh, whoa. You fixed my computer. He fixed my computer. Oh, that's boring. I was hoping for something more exciting. It actually was exciting. You know how many breadcrumbs I found in there? I've never seen anything like it. No! That was probably pizza. Oh my god, how exactly do you eat pizza? What? I've had this laptop for years. I like my pizza crispy. You should take care of your computer. I can't talk to you if it doesn't work. Ooh. Yeah, listen to Suj. Can't believe I'm saying this. Alright, can we please carry on? Sure. What are we going to do today? Well, it's still early, so why don't we go for a raid? Just grinding titans gets kind of boring after a while. Yeah, sounds good. Alright, gonna ask around in the guild. We're gonna need some more help for our raid, Uwu. Can I ask you something, Suj? Sure, what up, man? You didn't always use these emotes, did you? You noticed! I found my inner kawaii. Oh god. Okay. Just wanted to make sure. Hehe. Gosh, I'm getting excited, oh my god. Raid. It didn't take long until some more guild members joined our group. In the end, we were almost 20 people. It's been a while since we tackled one of the bigger dungeons, and I had a lot of fun. At first, I tried using one of my higher DPS sets, but midway through, I had to switch positions because almost all our healers got wiped. We barely managed to recover. By the time we were done playing, it was already evening. Joyce and I spent a lazy evening at home. I called Phoenix and we talked a bit about our plans for the next week. And somehow I suddenly felt pretty positive about the future. Yes. Oh, epilogue time, hell yeah. Phoenix. Well, that was what happened in March. A lot of time has passed since then. Phoenix and I are still together. It was a bit difficult at first. We both wanted the position at Naughty Cat. Even though she kept telling me that I deserved it, it took me some time to see that Phoenix was really okay with how things. I'm still working there. For the first 2 years or so, I was a junior concept artist on Titan Watch Online. It was super exciting. After a few months of work, we shipped a new expansion, and seeing people online talk about how much they liked the new armor set I designed felt amazing. Last month I was promoted. Sort of. I'm still far away from being a lead artist, but I'm part of the core team working on Naughty Cat's newest project. It's pretty much everything I ever wanted from a game. Can't say much more about it though. The team is great. Sometimes the workload is a bit too much, but at least our managers try to keep our schedules crunch-free. Thanks to that, I also have enough free time to do more than just work and sleep. Oh, I love them. Phoenix and I moved together about a year after we started dating. As we probably could have expected, work kinda got in the way of our relationship sometimes, so we thought this might be a good way to counter it. And now we actually ended up working together as well. Phoenix focused completely on making a living as a freelance illustrator. She got a few gigs designing posters and merch for a band that is apparently quite a big deal in the indie rock scene. Soon, more bands wanted her art, and not long after, Phoenix ended up founding her own little illustration studio. I help out there sometimes after work. Still nowhere near as good of an illustrator as Phoenix. It's fun to work together and do something different for a change. Well, slightly different at least. Once the financial side of things has stabilized, Phoenix rented an office for the studio. Partly due to my schedule, we often end up working late, but it's also nice to ring out the day there after everyone else has left already. Amidst all of this, Joyce is still living inside my computer, or rather his computer. Our constellation has changed a lot since then. It has changed a lot, especially after Phoenix and I got together, and now it's more like we're sharing an apartment. He somehow managed to become a famous online personality after uploading a bunch of videos about lifestyle, technology, and fashion. Even some fashion labels approached him to collaborate on a new collection. It's nice to see that Joyce managed to find a life for himself. And it makes things a bit easier for me now that I share mine with Phoenix. I think we were both a little reserved when we started our relationship. We liked each other, but we hadn't known the other one well enough to really know if it would work out. Thankfully it did. I really love Phoenix. We have our falling outs, and it's definitely not always easy. But we always try to make things work. For the both of us. I'm glad that we met. I'm glad that we got closer. For most of my life, I've tried to avoid conflict, and as such, I've kept people at arm's length, unless I knew for sure that we'd get along perfectly. After getting closer to Phoenix, I realized how limiting that is, and how lonely you become. At some point, I noticed that Phoenix and I get along well, but we're not technically perfect for each other. Even if I like my work, Phoenix is on a whole other level than that. A whole other level with that. Whenever Phoenix is excited about a project, there's nearly no stopping her. And usually I don't have the heart to do anything about it. Eventually, it even became kind of endearing to see her so caught up in her own world at times like these. But it can be a bit lonely when Phoenix stays at the studio all night. I have my own problems, though. Even now, I need quite a lot of alone time, and it doesn't always line up with when Phoenix is busy. We had our fair share of arguments about that, but I think it doesn't really matter. We care about each other enough to try and look beyond these issues, to apologize when we upset the other, to try to better ourselves, to compromise. Conflict still isn't fun, but I think our relationship only gets stronger when we manage to work through it. I'm happy with where I'm at now, where we are now. And for as long as we can, we want to stay together. Aww. Art is in the air. I got 3 out of 10 completionist. That was so good. I loved it. Yes, that was great. Really enjoyed it. Developers, y'all did great on this. Absolutely. Oh, it's not done. Jade, huh? We've been talking pretty often recently. Joyce occasionally needs maintenance, and it's fun to think of ways to improve his own brew OS. I still can't believe I'm friends with an AI. Yes. I loved all the characters. They were great. That was amazing. All of you. You all did amazing jobs. Great jobs, guys. Oh, Jade? It's been a while since she visited. I guess work is keeping her busy. Well, it's the same here. The bookstore is still doing well, so I thankfully don't have much to complain about. This is amazing. I want to get the Joyce ending next. Oh, I'm gonna have to play through it again. Why do you want to know about Jade? I haven't talked to her in at least a month. Oh, well, I have other things to worry about. I just started high school and I want to enjoy my time there. Maybe I'll start playing sports. You imagine all, you know? Aw, small. Special thanks to all of these incredible people. Aw. Love it. Love it. I definitely recommend this game if you like visual novels, especially like longer visual novels, because this is definitely a longer visual novel compared to some of the ones I played in the past. So definitely really enjoyed it. My voice gone, but that's okay. Really, really enjoyed it. Really thank you guys for making this. It was great. Loved it so much. And oh, hey Joyce. Well, you sure are interesting. Want to talk about Jade? Why not talk to her directly? Jade is right there. Hi. Oh, thanks for playing Phoenix Ending. I got to try. Oh, I want to try to get the uh words. I want to try to get the Joyce ending next. But that was great. Oh my god, that was amazing. Loved it. Loved it. Thank you guys so much for watching, and thank you to the developers for making this game. It is fantastic. Absolutely loved it. It's very, very relatable. I will definitely say that. So, thank you guys for supporting and for watching and being great people, and I hope that you all have an amazing day or night. I am going to go rest my voice and probably get some tea or something. But yeah, talk to you guys next time. But my voice is a little bit better. Bye. 美しい瞳がゆっくりと開く名前呼べば微笑んでくれたねまどろな世界に柔らかな日差し輝く君が愛おしい不意におかしな顔してくれ